My next guest is going to be defending his title coming up here at NEF 66 Salute, May 16th. We're looking forward to it. Happy to be joined here by Edwin Pena here on the program. Edwin, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah, that's good. And obviously a big fight here for you. You're going to be defending the title. I know it's your first fight with NEF in a little while here. Tell me how this all came together with you getting this title defense.
Well, pretty much coach told me about the offer and I was like, it's kind of defending the title was kind of something like something I wanted to do before I take that next step to go pro. Just because kind of like I guess kind of like just like I want to make sure I could at least have that opportunity to be able to defend once before that, to like kind of solidify it in a
Yeah.
way.
For sure. And I forgot to mention off the top, you're taking on John Susi, who's undefeated. Were there any other opponents in the mix, or was it one of those things they brought John and they're like, let's do the fight and that's it?
Yeah, they brought John, and that was pretty much like it. He was a guy, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, because it makes it a little bit easier. I know sometimes they throw multiple opponents. Maybe one opponent will accept or won't. So that's good that it all worked out. So what do you know about him as far as John as an opponent? I mentioned the record there. How do you feel like stylistically you match up against him?
I mean, I just feel like stylistically, like he doesn't threaten anything I haven't seen before. Like I've been in there with like killers and stuff, especially like my last two fights
Oh, yeah.
at Mohegan Sun. Like facing like dogs and stuff. So it's kind of one of those things. I have a feeling he might try to strike with me, but then he's I got a feeling he's gonna be quick to shoot, like because that's kind of what always happens is like people want to try to strike with me and then they don't like it and they want to shoot in. But yeah, that's pretty much how I feel like it's gonna go. Like we're just gonna strike and then he's gonna probably gonna get hit with something he doesn't like and then he's gonna be shooting.
Okay, I like it. And how much you mentioned opponents? I mean, you fought some really good guys, but what about experience too? Like I mentioned, he's only got 3 fights. You've got, I believe, 9 in your amateur career. So how much will that play into this? Do you think?
I mean, in the later rounds for sure. I'm thinking it's gonna play out for in my favor in the later rounds. Where as I won the title, I went all 5 rounds, and kind of being able to push the pace, is another thing. Kind of just getting comfortable being in there. Like finding that flow state much easier, and kind of just not letting moments get to me anymore. Like kind of just like accepting like, all right, dude, this is what I do. Like I fight like whether like it's a big crowd or it's just me and somebody in the front yard. Like it's what I do, and just being able to tap into that mindset and kind of just having the grit. And the thing is, like I've lost before, so I've experienced that. I know what that feels like, and it's like and I don't want to feel that again. Especially defending the title. So
Yeah.
that's like what I feel like experience would be in my favor.
Let's talk about camp a bit. Who've been some of the main training partners helping you get ready for this fight?
Yeah, so Rob Dumfrey, he actually just fought last week in New York. Him and my other teammate Jay, they both won. Devin Chase, Dylan, and Max, they've been pushing me, kind of helping me get ready for this matchup. And my coach just kind of coming up with game plans, helping me sharpen up these tools and just being able to just make it second nature, like being able to react, like with different combinations and just drilling it to the point that I could pull it out at any time, stuff
Right
like
on.
that.
Good stuff. And weight cut, I assume, is going well. Is it much of a process to get to 145?
Nah, this one's actually really good. Like it's normally never too much, never like too rough. Like if I'm disciplined and like driven, but yeah, nah, it's never really like too much of an issue.
Okay.
Like yeah, this one's actually going really good. Like this is probably one of the best ones I've had, just because I know it has to be exactly 145. So it's like one of the more like
It's
I'm
like a
more
mental
dialed
thing, like
in.
knowing that you have to make that on the dot. It probably pushes you a little bit more too, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
nah, for
Nice.
sure. Like it just burning getting those extra miles in just to make sure that I'm on top of it.
Your corner, what's that going to look like? Who'll be in the cage with you?
Primo Bella Rosa and whoever he feels like should be, whoever else should be in there with me. I kind of let him decide those things. I'm just like I always say he's like I'm like an assassin. He just gives me the name, and I just go out there and do what I do, and he takes care of everything else, you know.
Yeah. Well said. I know you don't like getting paid by the hour. How do you see this fight playing out? How's this one unfolding?
To be honest, I'm expecting to finish him, whether strangulation or just strikes or whatever, making him quit. But I'm really like that's what I'm looking forward to is just finishing. Like no matter what, I really want to finish because yeah, like my last two fights have gone to decision, and it's just like one of those things. Like I'd rather just end it like and have no questions left, like like nothing, But yeah, I see myself finishing it.
Cool. And you kind of mentioned it there. Is it safe to say if all goes well here, this will be your last fight and you'll make the jump to pro?
Uh, yeah, most likely, or I'll probably have one more, like
Yeah,
just to
for
make
extra
sure. Cause
measure, it doesn't
it's
hurt,
like
right? Because the fights don't. I mean, it's not going to affect your pro record, right? Which is great. So you can
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of take
and
your
it's like
time.
one
There's
of
no
those
rush.
things,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's like I still like I feel like like I don't want to be one of those people that goes pro and then is still learning,
Mhm.
like I want to make sure that I got everything dialed in, like wrestling wise, grappling wise, striking wise. Like I want to make sure that everything is like because when that's when it actually matters is when you're pro. Like that's when you're trying to be seen by bigger promotions, and you just want to make sure that everything's dialed in, and you don't want to learn while you're a pro still. So that's one of the things too that coach has like instilled in me. Like it's not there's no rush. Like my plan is to go pro before I turn 30, and I'm set to do. I'm 29, and so
Got a bit of
I'm on
time. Yeah, a
point
couple.
to
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Good stuff. What do you do for work outside of fighting? What's paying the bills for you right now?
So I actually just started working at the Penobscot County Jail,
Oh,
with
interesting.
like
Okay.
maintenance and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maintenance and stuff. But other than that, yeah, just there and just training pretty much.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah,
probably kind of boring, but I mean that's what you got to do to get to the next level, right? Is keep things
yeah,
kind of easy or not easy, but just keep things very simple, right? And then you can focus
yeah.
on fighting, and obviously like eventually it'll be fighting's your full time job, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. It's just one of those things, like something has to pay the bills to be able to keep this dream alive.
Yeah. Do you have
Like,
to deal with the inmates at all,
exactly.
or is it just like kind of you're just like in the background fixing
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, no, every now and then like I'll have to go to the holding area
Yeah.
and like do stuff there, and then like they'll be bringing people in,
Okay.
and it's like yeah, and like stuff like that, but like for the most part not really, just when if I go to the holding area and they'll be bringing people in, but then like they'll put them like kind of like separate them,
Mhm.
or like if I have to go do something somewhere else, then yeah, they'll like put everyone in like a different block or something like that.
I mean, it's a little bit stressful, but I'd say in some ways it's probably going to help your fight career. I mean, there's a lot of stress in
Yeah.
fighting. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't get much
Yeah,
worse than being
yeah.
around criminals, right? So
Yeah, and it keeps you on your, keeps you on
on
your
your toes,
toes. Like,
exactly. Yeah, just like a
yeah,
fight. Maybe something happens. Maybe you break
yeah,
your pinky, and it's like I got to readjust. So I think it's probably prepping you for
yeah,
your fight career, right? So
yeah, yeah. No, for sure.
good stuff. Well, there you go. Well, Edwin, it was great talking to you, man. We're looking forward to this card. It's NEF 66, May 16th. Anyone you want to thank before we get out of here? Any sponsors? Any social media you want to mention? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, yeah. I like to thank everyone at Vision Quest, Primo Bella Rosa. Shout out to my sponsor, PHC Maine, and also the Ron at Penobscot Vet. They're good dudes. They actually helped me quite a bit for this camp. Like financially and like support wise. So I want to shout them out and shout out to my wife. She's helped me quite a lot too, and like kind of she's like being like another motivation added to to kind of like I could feed off of that, and yeah, that's pretty much it, man.